Of course, doing stuff fishy, and they were, going around and causing mischief and whatnot. He said to them, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Do istighfar to your Rabb, and you will find him to be what? All forgiven. Then he said, يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. Not only that Allah will forgive you, but He will send abundant rain upon you. The direct result of your istighfar is what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to send rain upon you, which is needed for your survival. So here what we were able to prove in this brief discussion is the impact on tashri' and takween, that when there's fasad, internal, when there's fasad, when we lie, when we slander, when we backbite, when we do, corruption in finances and whatnot, we impact the society around us, don't we? What is the impact of me lying about someone, slandering someone? It's corrupting. And similarly, if I do these things and don't hold on to the good traits, then the nature also impacts and hits hard onto us as well. This was a discussion where it says ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر. صلاة محمد عليه. Another element of corruption and fasad is following your nafs. Following your nafs. Instead of listening to your aql, you let your desires take over and your nafs take over. Read in Surah Mu'minun, لَوِ اتَّبَعَ الْحَقُّ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ لَفَسَدَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. Had the truth followed their desires, the heavens and the earth would have surely fallen apart, along with those who are in them. So the moment insan, holds on to the desires, I want this, so I'm going to take it. I want to acquire this land, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it. We can go ahead and use this, and we can use this for our benefit. And, your desires are leading you to make these decisions. And then when you are in a seat where anything is possible for you, you're the strongest person in the world, then these desires then become very difficult to navigate and manage. Something gets into your head, something gets into your mind, now you have made up your decision, and your desire is to fulfill it, regardless of what the cost may be. So if we follow our desires, not only we can corrupt ourselves easily, but we can corrupt everything around us as well. We speak based on our desires. We give vote based on our desires. We choose a profession based on our desires. We conduct marriages based on our desires. And we use our desires for many of these areas. Now sometimes the desire could be guided by your aql, then it's okay. Quran says if we went after desires, the earth and the skies will be corrupted, let alone your own hearts, let alone your own societies. Heavens and the earth, they will be corrupted as well. So therefore, Surah Baqarah also highlights this, Allah innahum humul mufsidun. They say, well, we are not doing this, we are here to reform. You hear this mantra a lot. We're here to better the society, we're here to correct the things, we're here to reform, cause the reform. We are muslihun, the cause of salah, the opposite of fasad. What is the opposite of fasad? Salah. We're here to go ahead and make things better for people. Quran says, no, Allah innahum humul mufsidun. Behold, they themselves are the agents of corruption. They're deciding things on your behalf. So this leads me to a second discussion, and that is the discussion of some misunderstandings regarding the mistreatment of Muslims, which is commonly known as Islamophobia. Islamophobia is used to justify discrimination and violence against Muslims. Here's what you've been made to think. I don't know about you. There was an article on one of the Muslim websites, Yaqeen Institute, and they highlighted this very beautifully. That these searches, were all driven by social media. What people search, what is being searched, all the data is available. That Islam is not compatible with the Western society. Islam is incompatible with the values of the West. Islam and the West cannot coexist, for example. Sharia law is against human nature, for example. These are the things and the rhetoric that you hear. So one of those things is Muslims hate our culture, freedom, and progress. We in the society supposedly were labeled and tagged as what? That we hate this culture, we hate the freedom that this country has to offer, and we hate the progress. Muslims respect other cultures and expect the same in return. There's nothing wrong. You're supposed to show respect toward other cultures. While groups who manufacture this fear work to threaten Muslim freedom. Actually, this is a fear which is being invigorated. This is a fear which is being, spread in the hearts. So right away, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when you were with your non-Muslim colleagues, they didn't have that issue. But now all of a sudden, they're aware of what's going on, and because of this Islamophobia that is being infused gradually, they're very reluctant to do things together, or to hang out, or to mingle, or to have any sort of social gathering. Portraying Islam as a foreign, incompatible culture frames Muslims as perpetual outsiders who are intolerant of other cultures, seeking to remove their freedoms. And so it's a stepwise, phenomenon which is being insinuated and installed. Muslims have never threatened the freedoms granted by the American Constitution, unlike other groups who manufacture fear of Muslims. That fear then denies Muslims right to their freedoms and culture. I can speak more about it, but of course, I'm just going to be highlighting these things. Number 2, Muslims are violent, dangerous, and support terrorism. You hear that a lot. Now the younger kids who are growing up, going to school here, they're going to be facing this. The portrayal of violent Muslims is used to justify the forever wars abroad and excuse poor governance at home. Look at all the wars that have started in the past in our lives. The image of Muslims as religious zealots with violent agendas excuses violence against them abroad and invasive policies of surveillance and profiling them at home. Right away, you see, we have the right to install the surveillance. We have a right to watch you. We have a right to see what's going on in your houses of worship and whatnot. Number 3, Muslims want to invade and impose Sharia law. If you have Muslim leadership coming into the office as the mayor or as the governor or as the congressman or the congresswoman or as any of those, what are they going to eventually bring with them? They're going to bring with them Sharia law. That's what they're going to install in the Constitution. They're going to replace our values and they're going to replace it with their Sharia. Muslims want to contribute to society as equal partners and portraying them, their engagement as imposing demotes them to second-class citizens. This is not the right way. Actually, again, I'm running out of my time. I'll skip past through the last couple. Muslims are blindly obedient to an illogical faith. Blindly following this illogical faith, which was brought by a person for whom their character assassination is there, and they believe in Stone Age dogma and doctrine and whatnot, and therefore they're not compatible with the societies today. Islam does not ask for blind faith or blind belief or to stop asking questions. You're more than welcome. You continue. In fact, Usul al-Din is not something which to be followed. Rather, Usul al-Din is where you need to do your own research and learn and understand. Furu-al-Din is where you're following. Furu-al-Din is where you're seeking help from someone who's an expert in your day-to-day activities. But when it comes to Usul, the principles, you need to do your own research and understand it yourself. Again, Zahar al-Fasad, al-Barr al-Bahar, that's where we started. That facade has spread left and right. And therefore we're seeing the harsh reality now, and we're going through difficult times because of that. And this is something which Quran has already shown us, and we've seen it in the past as well. There are precedent in the past of this has happened before, and inshallah we'll get through this one as well. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq and ability to understand Quran, to follow the teachings of Quran, and stay steadfast and work towards salah and reform and stay away from fasad and corruption. إن هذا الحديث أفضل من كتاب الله